Hello, beautiful souls. Time for a good smudging. Monday, and is it a happy day for you? Today it's sunny, and so for a lot of us, we correlate sun and happiness, and we're taught that, right? So place your hands on your heart, take a nice deep breath. We're going to raise the vibe to love and above. Hey, Lorraine, thanks for being here. Okay, so there's a little blurb that I wrote about behavioral changes. You can change your mind about something, but until your behavior changes, nothing really changes. So, peppermint, made from real leaves, see? And so don't take yourself too seriously, because you're a bundle of fun, you're laughter, you're a comic at times. And we get locked into certain behaviors because we think that that's what is the truth about us. So hang on, I'm looking for my rattle. There it is. So, do you know the truth about yourself? Who are you? What do you desire? And who are you here to serve? And when you find out, my thing is I am love. And there are times when, I don't feel like being loved. I see things in the world that make me upset, and I don't want to be feeling like love right then. However, when I remember, when I recall my purpose here, my purpose is to teach, to elevate, connect with the divine, and live from that place. No matter how you see the divine or how you connect with it. And so whether you use sage or sweetgrass, or whether you don't use anything at all, and whether you know what you're here for, or whether you're wondering. So when you know who you are, your behavior gets to change. When I acknowledge, I'm just going to move this smudge back over here. When I acknowledge that I am love, then my behavior around anything comes from that place. When you claim something for yourself, and it's true in your heart, you know this to be your truth. No one else has to believe it for you. And no one else has to agree with what you believe about yourself. Oh, thanks for the love. So when you know yourself, when you are true to your essence, and my belief, just one second, this hair is on my face, I believe that we're all love. We are all born, except for a very small percentage in the whole planet, we're all born of love or lust. Some of us were wanted and planned, and some of us were a complete surprise. Which were you? And how does that affect the idea of yourself? So as I claim that I'm love, and as I claim that I walk my talk, hey Ted, what happens is that I gain strength in that. And so my behavior aligns with that no matter what. No matter the threat or the coincidence or the situation or the circumstance, after maybe a bit of wobble, we come back to our true selves. So, who are you? And then align yourself with that. Don't let it be a mental exercise. We're here in physical bodies to explore and expand, to experience all kinds of things. Think about the variety of restaurants that there are for you to explore. Think back 200 years when they weren't there. There might have been inns in towns, but there weren't Indian and Thai and Chinese and Pan-Asian and Italian. And now we have access to all of that. And so we get to experience it. We get to explore another cuisine. And through that, maybe another culture. So once you do that, once you have that exploration, then you incorporate that into your beingness. Every experience that we have is something that can alter our behavior. So it's just not a thought. You know how I talk about thoughts, ideas actually. Ideas become thoughts. And if that thought, to me, has heart and merit, then I take action on that. But until I take action, this is the behavioral change. Until I take action, nothing shifts. Every cell of my body is still in thinking mode rather than implementing mode. And so, nothing changes. But as soon as that idea becomes a thought and you take action on it, you've changed your behavior. It's that simple, truly. Find what's right, true, and beautiful for you. Know who you are. And then be of service. We're all here to serve. We all said yes to coming to Earth School. We all said, okay. And we all said, okay to being here right now, because this is where you are. And thank you for being here. Thank you for raising the vibe to love and above. Oh, hi Donna, good to see you. So I'm talking about behavioral shifts today. That if it's just an idea, my mom used to say, I love my mom. She never said that, but she used to say to me, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I had no idea what that meant. I'm not even sure that I understand it now. But put your good intentions into action. If you think about doing something and it's on your heart, then implement. Go ahead and do it. see how it works out. Oh, Meg, you are so wonderful. And you are so welcome. Thank you for the appreciation. I appreciate that. So one of the things that drumming every day does for me, first of all, it's a stabilizer. And you might notice that I never stand still. I'm always moving around. I don't know how to drum and sit. I could never get that because it moves me. And every drum beat is golden white light of love. And it's going out through every fiber of every being. Because of the amount of angst and anxiety and anger requires a counterbalance. And this is my seva, this is my offering, this is my tithing. This I do, well, from love. And check it out, I get love. Because what you put out comes back to you 3 to 10 times. So if there's a challenge in your life right now, imagine that it all stems from you. Now that's quite a, what's the word? That's quite 100% responsibility. And when you own that, when you own that everything in your life, well, first of all, it's happening for me. It's not happening to me. And second, that I am 100% responsible for everything. Picking up the wrong jar of peanut butter and bringing it home and discovering that, it's the wrong, I like chunky. I like peanut butter with chunks in it, and yet it's smooth. And so what do? I don't know that you can return food. So you get creative, right? So peanut butter cookies, right? Takes a lot of peanut butter. There goes that smooth peanut butter right out of my house. So get creative. We create our own lives. That's a lot to take. You know, honestly, that's a lot for us to shoulder. To come away from thinking that things are happening to us. To understand that everything is a lesson. So what are the lessons for you today? How can you shift a behavior? And how can it work out even better than it already has? Golden white light of love. Before I finish for today, I want to remind you, thank you for that, love. I want to remind you about protection. You know, I don't watch, I call it the snooze. I don't watch the snooze, so I don't really know a lot of what's going on. But what I do know is that us empaths are starting to really feel the wobble. I'll just call it the wobble because it makes it, it doesn't label it as any particular thing. So peppermint tea is really good for your belly. So drink some of that. When the outside world starts getting wiggly and you start feeling wobbly because of that, take a breath. Put your hands on your heart. Touch yourself. Feel this body, this temple that you live in. And Then put something soothing into the body, into your beautiful temple. So peppermint, I happen to be growing some outside. I felt a little woo like that this morning. And put up protection. So very, very quickly and really simply, here's how you do it. I'm going to show you a mind trick that you're going to implement by taking it in action. So imagine a big cosmic egg in front of you. The apex is above, and the bottom part is 6 feet down into the ground. So no matter where you are, the 23rd floor or right on the ground, that the apex is above and 6 feet under is where it meets. Okay. And then imagine that there's a doorway there, and you just walk up to this big old cosmic egg and you open the door and physically do this. And this is how the behavior changes. So you're going to physically, and right now, right here with me, go ahead and physically reach out and open that door, and then step inside and pull the door behind you. And then look around. What's inside of your cosmic egg? Is there a couch and a chair and a TV? What's inside of there? Maybe there's nothing. But explore around with your eyes. And now, put your hands on your heart. Do you feel safe? If you do, awesome. If you don't, then see the rings here on my logo, around my drum, my rattle, and my feather, and the quarters and cross quarters. Okay, it bumps out, right? So push the outside of your cosmic egg out until you feel comfortable, until you feel safe, until you feel at home. Now, years ago, for one of my clients, it was 8 miles thick, and there wasn't a lot of craziness going on at that point. So yours gets to be as thick as you need it to be. Okay, so now that's your protection. And opening the physical part of opening the door and closing it behind you and then pushing it out with your hands, it concretizes it in your body so that every cell of your body is like, okay, I'm grounded, I'm centered, I am safe. And this is using your mind and your body to feel safe and protected in the world. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to energize our hands. And place your hands on your heart. Take a nice deep breath. And here's what we do every day. I open freely to give, accept, and embrace all the good the universe has for me. All right, one more time. I open freely to give. Give it away, give it away, give it away. Accept big old bowls with your hands and embrace all that the universe has for me, for my highest and best or better. Now, one more time. I open freely to give, accept, and embrace all the good that the universe has for me. Namaste, aho, bliss, and in case no one has told you so far today, you are amazing. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday. It's sunny here, and may that light bring joy to your heart. Bye-bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.